Welcome to the Ska History Hour with your hosts, Jose Rojas
Hello.
and myself, Daryl Rubio, wherein the purpose of this channel is to spread awareness of ska music and its subgenres to the world. Our guest today is Michael Friedrich, I believe, also known as D. Mark Dollar, founding member, singer, and guitarist of No Sports from Stuttgart, I believe, Germany. Did I say that
Yes.
correctly?
Yeah, absolute correct.
Okay, okay, perfect. We do really appreciate the time that you're taking to speak with us, to share your stories and your music to the ska community. First question to you. I see that your band, No Sports, started around 1985. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And you guys were one of the pioneers of German Ska. Can you please tell us about your musical journey and congratulations on the 40th anniversary of your band?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, it all started here in Stuttgart, and before I came to found No Sports, um, it was a few guys that I was playing in punk bands before. So my musical journey started before that, and I was playing in German punk bands, and then I was playing in a band, and the bass player Gerald, um, he said, "Wow, listen to this." So he gave me the first special album. He gave me the selector, and he gave me the beat. And he said, "Listen to this. This is real. This is great music." And I immediately fell in love with that music. Um, I had listened to reggae and other stuff that's from Jamaica or Caribbean, and so I fell in love with that. I was planning a journey at that time, so I went to on a longer trip to Africa. And the story is that at the day before I left, he invited me for breakfast, and we had a breakfast together. And he said, "Michael, when you come back, we're gonna found a ska band." So when I returned from that trip to Africa, um, so we dropped our punk attitude, and we started to look out for a brass section. So because it was clear that ska music without a brass section, it was not imaginable for us. So
Mm.
yeah, then we found the first brass section, a trumpet player and two saxophone players, and I started to write the first songs. And our practice rehearsal room uh, back then in that time, it was in a church, because we didn't find any other a place where we could practice our music. And this is where it all started. So there we produced all on our own without professional help. We produced our first MC with 4 songs, which are
Nice.
now published on the record. You can see behind Daryl, on the early sessions. So we
Oh,
took
this.
that tapes and took them to, because the master tapes don't exist anymore. So we
Oh,
took we took the MC tapes to a studio and said, "Please, can you master this?" And they did a real good job on that. So I'm happy that we could publish these songs again.
nice.
That's amazing.
Nice. So how
If I'm
did
too
you start
lengthy in
writing?
talking, please stop me. Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay.
you're good. You're good, bro. So how did you start writing on the no sports songs? Did you start with the lyrics idea first or instruments?
To be honest, that's different, because
Uh,
the first songs I really started, and that was some, yeah, okay. And back in that time, I wanted uh, to go into a more serious songwriting. Punk bands, 3 chords is enough. Yeah, but
yeah.
to be, yeah, and to professionalize a little bit in songwriting, I went and I bought a synthesizer from Casio because I wanted to create and I wanted to compose my songs on a keyboard. Um, and also I needed it because I wanted to, yeah, I wanted to play the brass sections and to play them. And I was recording on a very old, maybe you guys know Atari.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
You were recording on an
Atari
Atari? Oh,
Atari
wow.
1024 with 4 megabyte of RAM and a 10
Wow.
megabyte hard disk.
Wow.
That's nothing nowadays.
So I wrote these songs on the keyboard, and quite a few songs that I wrote back in that time. The lyrics were written by the drummer that we had then. So he had a habit to take a bath, and he was in the bathtub with a beer and smoking cigarettes without filter, which he then just dropped on the side of the bathtub. And he always had a notebook, and he wrote his lyrics in the bathtub. And I took his lyrics and I wrote the songs to them.
Oh,
That's awesome.
nice.
So,
Nice.
but in general, as you ask, Jose, in general,
Yeah.
it is very different. Sometimes I start with the lyrics, so I walk somewhere or sit somewhere,
Uh,
and the lyrics come into my mind, so I start writing down a poem. If you because song lyrics are all poems,
mhm,
at least
mhm, mhm.
in my opinion. It's writing poems. Um, so sometimes I write the lyrics and then find the music for it. Sometimes I start even with a bass line, yeah,
Mm.
like yeah, inspired by guys like Ernest Ranglin or
Yeah.
some of these old school musicians, the great people of ska. So it's it differs. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. It depends, right? Okay. Cool. Cool.
So the releases that we know about, we got your first release was the Tour de France concert cassette. I believe that was released in 1987. You
Yeah.
have King Ska from 1989,
Yeah.
Stay Rude, Stay Rebel from 1990, Limited Edition Live from 91,
Yeah.
Successfuls from 1992,
Yeah.
No Rules from 1994, Essential Pieces in Timeless Styles Live 96, Rhythm and Roots and Culture Rhythm Roots and Culture 1998, Life Kills was released in 2008, originally on a CD and then re-released on vinyl recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to Basics in 2015, Twang in 2021, and Early Sessions was released in 23. There's also another one that is really not listed, which is this one that has videos, Girly Girly, King Kong, and The Way of the Dragon, which I love that song, and
Oh,
also 4 other songs on this one. So that's the information that we have on your band in regards to releases, full or almost full length releases, but several different compilations back in the day. Can you please describe the sound of your band?
Hmm. How can I describe it? I mean, from the lineup, um, we have been for a very long period. We have been playing in the classical lineup of ska bands. So, um, drum, bass, guitar, or from time to time we had two guitarists and a brass section. And since we started in 1980, 85, which we take as our founding year. We have been playing before that in 1984, but we got the name No Sports. We gave us the name No Sports in 1985. So we take this, and we had the first live show in 85. So with the background, I told you that coming out of punk bands and starting at that time that was considered to be the so-called third wave of ska. Yeah, we had the very first wave with Don Drummond and these guys, and then it was a second wave, and the third wave was then in the early '80s, where Specials, Madness, and the others I mentioned were starting, and out of that tradition, we always were, let's say, influenced by, or in the beginning, we were influenced by punk. So our sound, our songs are a lot of our songs are up tempo. Yeah, it's fast songs, and they're a little bit more, let's say, not so jazzy, not so smooth as other bands are. So for example, when I think of Eastern Standard Time or the Slackers, they're all much more jazzy than us. Yeah. But over time, of course, Daryl, you know all the records.
Yeah, I do.
I think they're not just standing behind you, but you also listen to them. So what you will have be realizing that the sound changed over time.
It did.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was very fast, very punky, and it changed. And on the twang, for example, from 2021, there's more of soft tunes. There are jazzy elements in it, etc.
Right.
This is maybe also related to me because I'm aging. Yeah, if I want or not, but
yes.
But as I told you, or you said it, it's 40 years that we celebrate this year of No Sports, so you can guess my age.
Yeah. Okay. 41. That's awesome.
So do you consider yourself two-tone or third wave? Or
I somewhere in between.
yeah.
And I never was, to be honest, I never was interested in that kind of being put into a cupboard, or that in that, you are this genre and you are that genre. And when I read through the record reviews that we got over time, in many of them, I read that No Sports always have been open to other influences, and to widen the borders of the genre. And in your backtrack, Josie, the No Rules, for example, is one record where there was a strong, let's say, hip hop influence in it.
Oh,
you find other rhythms, and you even find tracks where we used computer beats as a backing or as the basses. So it's not all played by drum and bass from the band, but there are loops running. So that's
pretty cool.
That was another time, and it was another period of our creativity. So I'm not considering our band as we're purely third wave, or we are purely rocksteady or two-tone, or we are No Sports.
Yeah. So can you tell us? Go ahead. Sorry. That was a little question I had. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you tell us what were your first gigs like? Do you remember your first show?
Yeah, I remember. I want to tell you something, because currently I got in last year in autumn, in September, October, I got in close contact with the first bass player, the one I told you about with the breakfast, and he was the reason for me becoming a ska musician. So, and we got in closer contact again in September. And what currently happens is that we decided to write a book,
Oh, nice.
because I was told by my current saxophone player, he said, Michael, you have so many stories you can tell over, when you are on tour, and you have all these little stories, things that happen. And he said, write a book. And I had to admit, um, I'm an artist. I can write lyrics, I can write poems, I can write songs, I can sing, and I can play them on guitar, but I cannot write um, prosa. I cannot write a book. That's not my style of writing. I can write in rhymes. And then I met the bass player, and he said, "Oh, you tell me the stories. I write the book."
Very nice.
So now we have working sessions regularly. Our office day is on Tuesday. We sit together, and it's kind of an interview situation. So we are talking, and I'm telling stories of whatever comes to my mind at the moment, and he is taking notes and writing it down, and then turning it into a proper format. So, and this is it's growing. It's still work in progress, but it's growing, and that is the reason why I can answer the question, because we were describing our first gig, and that was here in Stuttgart, our hometown, and it was it was more like a youth center, something like that. So where young people can go and they can listen to music or whatever do. Sorry. And most of the audience was friends of us. We invited, and we said, "No, come, and we are going to play our very first show." And back then, as I told you, I was not playing guitar. I was playing the keyboard at that time. And it was about 200 or 250 people coming, which was amazing and impressive.
Right.
We have been very, very nervous, and I didn't have a keyboard stand, so I don't know the English word for you. You know, if you iron your shirts,
Oh, the
you have
iron
iron
that.
board.
An iron board, yeah.
Yeah.
So the keyboard was on an iron board, and
Okay.
people people came, and then I was at the very beginning of the gig. I was starting it with a kind of silly performance, because I had a telephone without a line, but it was a telephone back then. You know, the old ones.
A
We
prop.
didn't have. Yeah. So, and I was pretending to get a phone call, and with a very important manager, and I was talking about, yeah, we can do that. We were willing, and yeah, we're going on that tour, and blah 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 blah. So I was faking that as a kind of performance, and then put away the phone, plug in the keyboard, and then we started playing. And people were sitting on the floor, and just they were sitting and staring at us. So at a certain point in time, I said, guys, this is dance music, so please all stand up and start moving your
asses.
butt.
Yeah.
Start moving your feet.
Yeah, move your feet. Yeah, move feet.
Move your feet. Yes. So
that was the
That's
very
awesome.
first show, and then the word spread, and then it started very soon that we got the first, let's say, serious and official engagements. We were requested to places, and we spread throughout the southwest of Germany. So we got shows in Munich and in the wider area of Stuttgart, and then it started. Okay, come to Berlin, come to Hamburg, come to Frankfurt.
That is awesome. And your band's one of the only German bands to actually have a baritone sax, which kind of defines your sound too.
Yeah. I always wanted I always wanted that. So the very deep tones, and uh, the advantage we had that in that early times until the beginning of the 90s, one of our saxophone players, he owned a shop for brass instruments, so woodwinds and brass.
Oh,
So
nice.
he had all kinds of saxophones, of course, because he could just take them out of his shop and bring them to the gigs and then put them back and sell them.
That's cool. Unlimited
So that
supply of
was,
saxophones and brass.
and yeah, mentioning that we are one of the bands that, or one, maybe the only German band that has a baritone saxophone. I was always trying in, like, not only bringing other influences into our music or into our style of music, but also by other non-typical instruments. So we have been the first ska band in Germany that replaced the keyboard with an accordion.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and this changes the style of music, of course, because you get that other flavor, that other color of tone in it. So with that accordion, all in a sudden the music went more like having more folk influences, or like, Eastern European music, like polka from Poland and Bulgaria. So these elements came in, and on the twang, for the twang production, I wanted so much to have a violin, because violin is not so common in ska. And I said, no, I like that color of tone. So I wrote songs with lines for a violin, and we found a violinist playing that for the album.
Yeah, because the only other German band that I know other that has the violin is the Braces.
Yeah.
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 Now let's talk about the name No Sports. Do you hate sports? Is that where the name came from?
I mean, honestly, it is a motto of my life, of my personal life. I don't do sports.
Oh, okay.
I don't do sports. Um, okay, I love swimming, but I don't go to, like, just swim up and down. I like to go to the sea. I like to go to the beach, and then I like to swim. That's not really in a sportive way, but just for fun, and so I really don't do sports. But then the name was, we took that because I don't do sports. I found it's a quote that is said that Winston Churchill was saying. And the story, I don't know if it's true, but I read that at that time when we were looking for a name for the band. And I read that, and it's told that he was in an interview, and the journalist was asking him, Mr. Churchill, how did you get to that high age and staying so strong, healthy, and fit? And Churchill answered, well, I drink half a bottle of whiskey a day, I smoke 7 cigars, and I never do sports. And I love that. I love that so much that I said, okay, I want my band to be named No Sports.
Yeah.
So you don't watch any football at all? Sorry.
Honestly, I like to watch it, but only let's say the important tournaments.
FIFA, I was going to ask.
Well,
Jose,
today
were
I
you,
watched.
Jose, were you asking American football, or are you asking soccer?
No, soccer.
Like soccer.
Okay.
Soccer.
Yeah, American football is not very popular here in Germany. I think meanwhile, we have a few teams that are playing, but it's not popular. So you will rarely find a broadcast in television of a football game. But
American football.
Here in Germany, it's soccer overall.
The second part
and
to
the big
question,
tournaments, I I watched them like European Championship or World Championship. Or,
Right. Now, the second part to my question there was, can you please tell us about the name change to New Sports in 2004, 2005 area, and then when was it changed back to No Sport?
yeah,
Because I read that uh, I forgot which one. I think it was this one right here, right? Life Kills.
yeah,
Yeah, that was supposed to be under New Sports, right?
yeah. It was a release under the name New Sports. Um, so I have to tell a long story. How did that come?
Please.
We were touring a lot in the 90s, so we were really well known. We were, yeah, let's say kind of famous in Europe. So we toured all over Europe. That was after the release of the Successfuls
Mm.
album. So for 1 year, where we played the most, we played um, more than 100 shows in 1 year.
Damn.
So that's
Wow.
every third day.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is that in 1997, and it's a hard work if you go touring and you have to make your money from touring, because ska is, it's a niche. It's
Mm-hmm.
not mainstream music. It's a niche.
Right.
So you
Mhm.
don't get airplay and to that extent that you sell enough records and you get royalties from the radio stations that they play your songs. So you have to make most of the money by going on tour. And this is a very hard job. It's really exhausting
Mhm.
because you're never at home. You get home just to wash your clothes and just and once they're dry, you just put them back in the suitcase
Mm-hmm.
because the next day you're gone again. Um,
Wow.
which is not very healthy to relationships with girls or women, by the way.
Now, your most
So
listened to song. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So in '97, I
Sorry.
was so I was so exhausted and I was really tired. So I had to take a break. So I took a break from the band. The band played on, but without me as the singer.
Mm.
And that period lasted. So with me, my very best, one of my very best friends in my life was the drummer back then, who sadly died in 2020.
I'm sorry.
Um, Shelley, and he said, if Michael leaves the band, I am leaving too. And then the trumpet player and second singer that we had back in that time, he said, okay, if these two guys leave, I'm leaving too. So three of the really, let's say, three important people of the band left the band. The band said, the other members said, okay, we want to continue playing. So the name No Sports and the graphical design um, belongs to me, so it is my property. Um, but I said, okay, I'll leave it to you because I'm happy if you continue the music. And this band played on until 2002. But what happened to them? And this is the records that you showed on CD. This is the one 4-track uh,
Oh, the
record, the
4-track one.
CD. Yeah, the 4-track exactly, and the Rhythm Roots and Culture one. These two albums have been produced in that period uh, with another band with other singers, because I was just tired, honestly. And then what happened to that band is that they didn't have a songwriter anymore. So 80% of all songs that you can listen to from No Sports, I have written. So they were missing the songwriter,
Oh,
which
okay.
ended in a situation that they continued playing concerts and shows, but they repeated and repeated. So they became their own cover band. And yeah. And that if you do that, you tire your audience. Because at a certain point in time, people say, okay, I listened to that 3 times, 4 times. It's the same over and over again. So they lacked the audience over time. So in 2002, they gave up. And then the band did not exist. But exactly the 3 people that had left the band, so the singer, trumpet player, the drummer, cello, and me, we met in the pub where the drummer, he was working in a pub, or was one of the owners of a pub. And one evening we sat there drinking a few beer, and then we said, come on, let's make some music again. Yeah, let's make some music, but only for us. Like, we're just meet once a week, and we play a little bit. We don't do any shows. We don't go to back on stage. We don't want to do that anymore, but just out of fun. So we started doing that. We started to find musicians. So of course we asked the old ones. So we found some of them that said, "Ah, yeah, okay, I join you." And yeah, it ended up in, we played live our first show then in 2004, after 2 years of rewriting everything, writing new songs that we could add up to the set list. And then there was a dispute between that the second singer, his name is Ollie, between the second singer and me, because he said, nah, I don't want to be No Sports. We are a new band. We are something completely new. So I want to have a new name. And so we got into that dispute because I said, no, please don't do that. Because No Sports is a brand. It is well known. Why throw it away? Why throw the brand away and create a new brand that nobody knows? Exactly. And we're still playing ska. We're still in the genre. So why change that name? So we got into that argument. And the compromise we found was that, because he said, no, it's new. Then I said, okay, then we change the no to new. So you are right, and I am right, because I keep the sports, you get the new. So we became New Sports.
Okay. And how long was that run?
That band lasted for 8 years. So we started playing we started our first rehearsals in 2003, right after the other band has split up. But then in 2004, we played the first live show, and the band again split up in 2012. After being honored with a concert here in Stuttgart, there is one event that is called Jazz Open. And in this event, there are people like Grace Jones playing, or I mean, the real big ones, the real big names. And in 2012, there was one evening where the promoters had invited Madness. And they said, nice. Madness. So we have a good ska band here from Stuttgart that we are proud of. So let them support Madness. So we were honored at one. So like Lenny Kravitz was in that during that event, and other big names. So it was really an honor to play on that event. But then in second, in front of Madness. Wow, I'm really proud of that.
That's amazing.
But that was our last concert as New Sports. There was too much hustle and different. We were deviating in where do we want to go.
Mhm.
So I was more the let's say the tradition keeping guy, and I said, no, I'm a ska musician and I will play ska. And three of the other guys said, no, let's do more of that hip hop thing, and let's do, because to be honest, and that's okay, that's my view on the story. Of course, yeah, of course, it's personal, but they wanted to become more commercial. They wanted to become more mainstream. They wanted to be played in the radio. They wanted to make more money. And I said, I don't care about the money. I want to make music. I don't want to make money with it. I don't care. Yeah. I never did my music uh, of the reason to make money with it. Of course, my in the very beginning, my dream was, yes, hopefully, um, at a certain point in time, I can live from making music. But it was only a very short period where that happened, where it was possible. As I told you, because we had to make our money by touring, which is a very, very hard work. So then after that, I gave up that idea. So I did other jobs, working during daytime regularly did other things to make my money, to make my living. So I was even more free in my decision what kind of music I can make, because I didn't have to listen to anybody. Not any promoters, no radio station, no major label, whatever.
You're right.
We once had the offer in the 90s by when I say major label, we had an offer from EMI, but EMI told us, yeah, okay, yeah, we take you, we contract you, but yeah, we think we have to work a little bit on the lyrics, and we want to contract you only if you agree that you do three releases in 3 years, so one every year.
Mm-hmm.
And with every album they had a number that was totally insane. So 100 and some thousand copies had to be sold. And if that would not happen, they said, then you are blocked. So then we block you by contract that you may not even perform live for 3 years.
Come on.
Oh no,
So,
that's a crazy
yeah,
contract, bro.
yeah.
Man.
That was so. And I was with that bass player I told you about, and we just remembered that story for our book. So we were in contract with the EMI guys, and to be honest,
It is, guys.
yeah, I told them, you guys are crazy. Okay, find some
Yeah.
mainstream act you can do that with, but not with me, because then I rather don't want that money, but I want to stay independent.
Exactly.
And my bass player, just when we were sitting and writing the story down for the book, he said that was a moment where he said, I was very proud of my band. And yeah, I'm still proud of having taken that decision.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. What a great story.
Yeah.
So that was the period of new sports. And then 2012, we split up again because of that deviation in musical direction, where to go, where not to go. And of course, I was absolutely sure and convinced I want to continue playing in my music. So I recruited a completely new lineup. So walking through town and talking to almost everybody I knew, and said, you know a guy who can play the bass, who has the feeling for ska, for offbeat. I'm looking for musicians. And since the brand No Sports is known, it was it was quite easy to find a new
Mm.
lineup, and we started again in 2013. And since it was the split from that guy, I had the dispute about the name. I was free to decide what to do, and of course, I decided now it's my band, and now it's gonna be No Sports forever.
That's awesome.
Nice. So you're both listening to
there happens a lot in 40 years, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
yeah. Yeah. So your most listened to song on Spotify is King Kong. Do you think the success of the song is attributed to the people want to be strong and powerful, or is it because it's like a classic two-tone ska song?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both. And I think it's also that let's say the hook line and the lyrics are so easy to remember. It's just like, all these simple songs that we are taught and we sing when we're children. Yeah, with easy hook lines. La 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 la. That's it. Yeah. Oh baby, like King Kong. La 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 la. That's it. So people are very confident. Yeah, I can sing that. So this is what I think. This is something that people like so much in this song.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, can you tell
And
me
there is
about...
there's not a single show where we don't have to play it. Even we tried. We tried to leave. We tried shows where we tried to leave stage without having played it. People shout us back on stage because they want to hear two songs. They want us to play King Kong, and they want us to play Stay Roots, Stay Rebel.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Both great songs. Now, can you tell us about the name that you went under, DM Dollar and the Scalians or Scallions? What is this about?
That was exactly after the split up, after that Madness concert, when I was in that phase of recruiting a new band, finding new musicians, and for a moment I was thinking about me. I was thinking about maybe now I rename it, into, and I was thinking about, because you've in the ska scene, you find many bands with names that have somewhere the word ska in the other word.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So Scalians was one of my ideas. Scalians, okay, yeah, and put my name into it as D Mark Dollar, as my artist name, and D Mark Dollar and the Scalians. It sounded nice to me, but at the very end, I decided, no, don't be crazy. So keep it as No Sports. But somehow the new members of the band, they said, no, we can be No Sports, but aka, also known as. But nobody knows that name. I never heard anybody ask me about that. But now you.
Oh no. Okay.
Well, he's a super fan.
Yeah, and very observant.
Yes. Now the song "Girly Girly," the 21st anniversary, has an element of hip hop with it, with the recording of scratches and stuff, vinyl scratches. Yeah,
Yep.
I think that adds a unique sound that is not many two-tone bands at the time had. Would you consider that? Would you consider this more of the band's reggae song? And can you explain where you got the idea of "Girly Girly"?
The idea was, at first it was that we loved that song, and especially the saxophone player Moni. She loved that song very much, and she said, I would like to have a song that I sing, at least one song in the set that I can sing. And then we changed the the record label for the No Rules, because that is the same time, the same period. We changed record label to from Pork Pie, from Vielklang, from the Berlin company, to a Stuttgart company that was called Deshima.
Mm.
And
Mm.
yes, and with them we had a lot of discussions about, also with them we had the discussion about where can we go with the music, and maybe how can we sell a few more copies of the records. And one of their A&R guys, he said, wow, I see a big potential in Girly Girly, because the song is called Girly Girly, and your saxophone player, and she is a pretty lady. She's
Yes.
also looking very good. Um, so he said, I see the potential. With this, we may end up getting airplay, a lot of airplay in the radio. So this will give you another push. So we gave it a try and went to record it, and together with a producer in the studio, yeah, okay, let's give it more that modern touch. So this is how the scratch and hip hop elements ended up in that song, but still keeping it reggae. Yeah,
Mm.
that was, this is, we tried to balance it out. So I like the song. I like it.
I do too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the little scratch. Yeah. I do. I like hip hop back in the day before ska.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the lyrics to it, all these girlies are doing something, right? They're doing this or doing that. What was the story behind that?
Hmm? Okay, sorry.
The story behind all these girlies doing certain tasks.
The girl is doing certain time. This is the song is not originally written by us.
Oh,
Girly Girly is a cover song,
oh,
which
okay.
is from now. Okay, now you got me. I even can't tell you. I would have to Google it. But
Let
it's
me
not.
let me look it up.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
it should be mentioned on the record. It should be on the sleeve or on the
Yeah.
label.
Um, let's see here. Where the heck is it? We can go on with another question while I look
Yeah.
it up.
So let me ask you this question then. There is a video on YouTube of a show in a live show, 1995. The first thing I noticed is this high energy choreography. You guys just jumping around everywhere. Did you have any pre-show rituals that you would get ready for your performance?
Um, Not really. We before every show, okay, we gathered in a circle, like it from sports teams. Yeah. So we had that circle, we concentrated, and we say, okay, and we had, I think back in the 90s, we also had some kind of, you know, energy shout that we did all together, but I can't remember what the words. Yeah, but we did that, and being in that circle, and then yeah, well, and then out on stage. And I think you referred to the recording that was recorded for German television, that show in
Oh
1995.
yes, yes,
Yeah, it was
yes. The
broadcasted
live
in
show.
German television. That was a very nice show, and it was in a period where we, as I mentioned, we were touring a lot, we played a lot, so the band was very tight, very exact, and all this had over that time with playing, as I mentioned, 100 concerts in 1 year. You develop all this choreography that the
Mm.
saxophone players do the same,
Yeesh.
or the brass section is doing the same moves, etc., etc. So this develops over time.
Yeah,
And a funny thing
the
about that show is that we have been on tour, and we were supposed, it is in Stuttgart, um, in a hall, and it was that television show. It's called extra spät, so extra late.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Actually, yeah, I was gonna try to
um,
pronounce it.
and they were playing. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. 3 or 4 bands, and we were supposed to be the last band, and we came from. I don't remember that as well. So we came. I think we came from Switzerland or somewhere, and we got stuck in a traffic jam. So we had to call them, which was not so easy back then because we didn't have smartphones. We didn't
right.
have, yeah, it was in 95.
Mhm.
So the first mobile phones, very rare, very rarely spread. So we had to stop. We had to call the venue, and we said, "Hey guys, we are stuck in a traffic jam, so we don't make it in time." And we came to that show. We arrived late over 1 hour. I think one or 1.5 hour after our slot. And we came there, and it was late at night when we arrived. And the audience was patiently sitting on the floor,
Oh, wow.
waiting for us to
Oh,
appear. So that was a moment
oh,
I really got goosebumps. I felt like a rock star.
Yeah.
People waiting for you for more than 1 hour. Wow. That
that's
That is amazing.
wow. Yeah, that is very amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I would just want to add on that video, when you guys play Way of the Dragon, you guys go off on skanking everywhere, all over that stage. To the listeners out there, you guys got to watch this show. Seriously, it's awesome. It's so cool for all to watch.
yeah.
So I found out Girly Girly was originally sung in 1986 by Sophia George.
Yes. Sophia
Good
George.
That's
George.
who it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, you
Okay.
guys have a show coming up on June 17th in Augsburg, and Mr. Mad Wooly from Skaos is actually going to play with you. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
How does that all coming about?
Um, the reason that is um, the first reason is he's from that area. The other reason is that we are in close contact because of
Yep.
this
I have a question about that later.
this 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 review, and this is an idea that came out by the Pork Pie
Yep.
label from
Hmm.
Berlin, and they released all the Ska Scandal samplers,
Hmm.
and they came up with that idea and said, okay, let's make out a show of this. So we, as No Sports, we were asked, you are the most active band uh, still on
On the
playing
scene.
shows and etc. etc. So we were asked, would you like to make the backing band? And then we ask all the singers, all the frontmen of the bands that have been released on these samplers, and we ask all these singers if they want to perform. So we have a set list of every band that agreed to do that, or every singer that agreed to do that, has 3 songs. So the collection was made. Okay, we pick this song and we pick that song, and 3 songs are sung by Matt Volley from Skios.
Yeah.
So now we were planning this show in Augsburg, and then one guy of the band, he said, if we are in Augsburg, why not ask Volley if he wants to perform 1 or 2 songs with us? And we were asking him, and he agreed that he is happy to do so. And to be very honest, it gives us maybe a little bit more publicity around the area because Skaos is very well known there. So maybe we got a few more people in the audience.
I have everything by them too.
So you're in German ska.
When I first got into ska, the first bands were like English Beat, Bim Scala Bim, the Toasters, And
Hmm.
then I gravitated towards when I first got the Scandal series. That's when I got into all the ska, the German ska, and loved
Okay.
that the best. Um, and so everything, and I mean, the only thing which is strange is you don't really see much of the Busters on these
Yeah.
because I guess they were on Wesser label, right?
Yeah.
The reason why. But they were another big German ska band. But yes, I
Yeah.
gravitated to the German ska, which was my favorite. So I have
Okay.
everything by every one of those bands.
Wow.
And I'll
Okay.
name, the Fritz, the Busters, Chaos, Butlers, Black Rights, Messer Bonzani, Lodgers, El Basso,
Wow.
the Ping Pongs, the Fritz, Spy Club, Scapel, Blue Chateau, Nobo Nobo, Fun Republic.
Wow. 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 Okay.
So those are all the ones that I really love. Aside from no sports, but I have like everything, CDs, vinyl,
Wow.
everything by all the bands
Nice.
and all the compilations.
Super, super fan.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
I think in this month also we're interviewing the Butlers. Um and I forgot the gentleman's name that we're interviewing from there.
I
I'll
can't
have to
help
look
you
it up.
out.
So that's exciting for me as well. And then we have Black Rights also, hopefully next month.
Oh, wow.
So we're trying to set that one up, and I just can't get a response from Chaos. So that's another a big one for me too.
Okay.
And then of course
So
For El Basso, I'll reach out to
Daryl,
talk to
when I
Randy.
meet him in Augsburg, I will I would talk about our interview that we had
Please.
and maybe push him a little bit
Yeah,
to
that
get in
would be
contact
amazing.
with you. Get in get in contact with you.
That would be great.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
another
I'll do.
dream.
I'll do. I promise.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
now you told us a little bit about your memories, but do you have any other memories that stand out from touring in Europe or abroad? For example, playing with somebody or a special venue or event. I know you touched a little bit about it.
Yeah. I mean, I told you about the concert with Madness, of course.
Mhm.
And yeah, there is throughout these years there are some venues that you remember more than others. I just want to mention one that was in the early years of our career.
Mhm.
There was a big concert in Hamburg, Germany, Hamburg,
Mhm.
um, organized as uh, as a benefit concert for the Hamburg soccer club, St. Pauli. Yeah, and that was to to keep them alive, to keep them financed. So it was a benefits concert, and there we played with big guys like Tote Hosen. That's a very famous punk band in Germany. Tote Hosen, Slime, a very famous singer, Rio Reiser. He had a very, very, very big hit in the radio here.
Mhm.
And it was in front of 22,000 people
Ooh.
in the soccer stadium of St. Pauli. And so this is things where you remember and you think, wow, this is yeah, it gives you goosebumps if you stand in front of 20,000 people and they
Yeah.
cheer for you.
I bet.
That's amazing. And other shows, I remember one other thing that it was in Berlin, and we met Rico Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was a very funny evening because um, in the 90s we had a trombone player in the band, and we all had nicknames or artist names. So like me, I chose Dimar Dollar, um, and our trombone player's nickname we gave to him was his given name is Eki. Yeah, so a typical German name,
Mhm.
but we named him Eki Rodriguez
Mhm.
after Rico Rodriguez. And then we played in Berlin in that on that festival, and Rico was playing, And then we introduced both. And this is Rico Rodriguez. This is Eki Rodriguez. And then and Rico Rodriguez, he was such a humble, super nice person.
Mm.
He was not, there was not a piece of arrogance, not, he was so nice and friendly. And we the rest of the evening we sat together, chatted, drank, had a few beer, and we really laughed a lot. We told us stories about doing music, etc., etc. And he was not like, I am the famous guy. I'm Rico Rodriguez. Nothing, not at all. He was such a nice person. And these are things that you keep in mind. Yeah, a few guys that I met on there's a festival, a pure genre festival in Germany. It's called This Is Ska. It's every year since I think almost 30 years now. Every year in summer, we're playing this on our schedule now in June as well. And they always have, let's say, big names in their lineup. So Doreen Schaffer is there playing this year. I met Derek Morgan. So, you know, real big names and famous guys. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, something I learned, the more famous these people are, the less arrogant they are. They're all very nice, humble people. Mm-hmm. The more unknown the band is, the more arrogant they are.
Weird.
They behave like, hey, I'm playing blah 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 blah. And these guys, they have the big names, and they are like, hey, my name is Derek Morgan. This is their introduction. Yeah, that's a funny thing.
Because of that, This Is Ska Festival. Is that why you on Successfuls you said you wrote summer? Oh, I wish it was summer. Is that because of the festival? You wish?
No.
Okay. Because now going back to some of the names, the stage names or professional names that you guys have, you are D. Mark Dollar, Eggy Rodriguez, trombonist, Oliver Zwist, who was also backing vocals and cornet, Dirty Dirk on the bass, Country Joe McCartridge on the keys and vocals, Moni Ramoni on the saxes. And then you also have, I don't know how to pronounce this, your drummer T. Chalet?
Yeah.
T. Chalet. Those are some of the names.
It's not T. Chalet because there's an apostrophe, so it's just, he's called Chalet.
Chalet, okay.
Chalet. That's the guy I told you about. He was one of the closest friends I ever had, but died sadly in 2000.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, what is the wildest things ever happened on tour? And was there any like pranks individuals pulled on each other, or a motor vehicle breaking down on towards a show?
Well, pranks are not so common. I mean, when you are on tour, there is a habit that I don't know if all bands do that or American bands do that as well, but there is a habit that on the last day of the tour, let's say the crew, the may it be the driver of the nightliner you're on tour with, or the stagehand, the light guy, or whoever is then playing some prank on the band, like just in the last 2 minutes when the band is concentrating for the show, and then sneaking on stage and detuning the guitar.
Oh, gee. Oh,
no. Such kind of thing. So you start playing and you think, what the hell is this? And yeah, there's a lot of things. Yeah, you will. I mean, once we're done, they will all be in the book. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that, because it will be one other book in that line. Of course, it's not so much interesting for a bigger audience, but I see it in a line with books like Scarred for Life from Horace Panther, or there is another book about German ska that is that's called Ska in Transit, which is more talking about the ska scene during the period when Germany was still divided in the eastern western part.
Right.
It is talking about that period when the wall broke down, and this period of reuniting the two parts of Germany, and in all that political mess, what did the ska scene do? Because ska, and you can also read this in our book, because we are writing not only funny stories what that happened on tour or with the band, but we're also writing a little bit about the music itself and our understanding for it. And No Sports always has been a clearly political band. Stay Root, Stay Rebel is a political statement. Yeah.
Stay rebel, stay sharp.
Yeah, stay sharp. Stay
Sharp
sharp.
is,
I got a question on that too.
Yeah, we all know about the sharp movement.
Just to deviate to that in short, sharp is, so there is sharp, there is a dot between each letter, and it's the abbreviation for Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice.
Yeah, back in high school, I was a sharp skin out here.
Okay, yeah, it's a movement that came and that's swapped over to Europe from the US.
Right.
So the origin is in the US, and back in that times we had the issue with Nazi skins in Germany a lot. So and these two things came together. So we had that issue with these kind of guys, and they were all right wing. They were Nazis. They still are, most of them. So, and then I got to know the sharp movement, and both things I put together and said, okay, now I try to write a song, and I really tried to write it in a way that it can become an anthem.
That's one of my questions. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So why don't you piggyback on that question, Jose?
It is developed into an anthem that is played. On every of our concerts, of course, but I know that it is played in other in soccer stadiums and
soccer stadiums. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, was that song like an anthem? And you just answered that question for me. And I also was going to add, like, just recently at Pub Rock Bowling, we had an incident where this individual with the SS symbol on the back was getting kicked out and pushed from the venue, and that's why I wanted to kind of see how in the 80s how boneheads were. But back then,
I mean, we had of course all these kind of things are in our history. So we had concerts where we had real severe fights and battles in front of the stage. So I can clearly remember one concert we had in Italy where that happened, and so we had to stop the show. Or I decided to stop the show, so I made the band stop to play, and I went to the microphone and I was announcing these people, and I said, if you want to fight, okay, I'm fine, go and fight, but we're not here to play the soundtrack to it. So you decide, either you fight and we stop playing, or you want to have a concert, then you stop fighting.
Right.
But there is nothing in between, so it's up to you. And these guys, I mean, it was a few guys in front of the stage, so they had a huge crowd behind them. That it was clear who's making the decision, because the audience made the decision. That it was clear, if you want to go on fighting,
Yeah.
you continue outside wherever
Outside.
you want, yeah, wherever you want. But now this is the point. This is the point in time where you have to leave. So these kind of things happen, and
Mhm.
uh, yeah,
So yeah, so
it's
stay rude.
yeah, and I'm happy that it's only a very very few stories of that in of that kind that I can tell. But the other
It
thing
sounds.
that you were asking, we had, of course, we had all that vehicle breakdowns. So we had a guy that was driving us in a more like old timer bus
Mhm.
that he has rebuilt or yeah changed into a nightliner. So we had our beds in there, and there was in the back there was okay. There was a back then it was still in a tape, but we had video to watch and etc. etc. And with this bus, yeah, it was more an old timer. It was not that hyper modern thing. So we had uh, one show in Berlin where we had to to stop the tour because the car needed repair.
Oh,
So we had to
oh
find the
man.
guy that was able to fix the car, and we were really under pressure. So we said, "You." It was like in Star Wars, no, in Star Trek. You know
We
when
need more power.
Captain Kirk
Captain.
and Scotty they have their conversation over their intercom,
Here we come.
and Scotty says, "Oh, Captain, we have a serious problem with the warp." And Kirk goes, "Can you fix it?" "Yes, I can." "How long does it take?" "I need 3 days." Kirk says, "I'll give you 2." And Scotty says, "I do it in 1." So that was we told the guy, "You have exactly maximum of 1 day to fix that car." Yeah, and he
Oh,
succeeded. Yeah, he put
yeah.
his effort in it, and he succeeded.
That is great.
And
Oh
another
man.
story we're gonna write in the book, and we were just laughing
Yeah.
about it recently. That was that we were driving. We had a smaller van that we took to drive around when only going over weekend to play, and we were driving to a show, and then there was a like I don't know the English word, a tracker, this bulldozer kind of
Mhm.
thing, yeah,
Mhm.
Tractor.
with yeah, with a wagon behind,
Mhm.
um, driven by a real um, stereotype hippie couple. So he was sitting in front, tuk, 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 tuk. She was behind in the hangar, and was preparing food. And they were slow. They were so slow. And we were driving, and it, it, the Ollie Zwist that you mentioned the name, he was driving, and he underestimated the difference of speed, so we
Oh.
bumped into that. He was trying to brake, but we didn't succeed, so we bumped into it. They had bicycles at the rear, so one
Oh.
of the bicycles went through our windshield and got
Oh,
stuck there. I had the pedal I had it here in front of my
Oh my
chest.
gosh.
Yeah, even hitting me, giving me a blue mark. But the guy, he didn't even notice. So he went on.
oh, gee.
So we jumped out of the car, and since they were really very slow, so we jumped out of the car, we ran and waved and said, "Hey guy, stop, 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 stop." And he said, "What? Did something happen?"
Yeah, you almost killed people.
So
Oh man.
even his wife with a small kid in the wagon they were pulling, she opened the door and said, honey, what's happening? Honey, what's up?
Oh my
So at the
gosh.
very end, they were real hippies. They were so taking it so cool. I mean, maybe they had smoked some weed or whatever, but they were so cool. They just took back their bicycle and they went.
Oh
But
wow.
our car had the motor was broken.
Oh.
So the cooler, the liquid ran out, and so we couldn't continue with that car.
Oh.
So we had to call the venue, and the venue sent us a car that
Oh,
could pick up our equipment and the band and bring it to the venue. So it was, but at the very end, we played our show.
that's all that
Nice.
matters.
So all these
Hopefully, those
kind
people
of
were sure.
stories, yeah, of course, all these kind of stories happen, and I'm very, again, I have to say it, I'm very happy that we're currently doing this book project and bring up back all these memories, and now finally bring them on paper.
Mhm.
And of
Can't
course, we
wait to see.
collect at the moment we're collecting pictures of the band, um, because it was a yeah, it was these years where we didn't take any photos with a smartphone because we didn't have them.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
all analog material. So we have to collect it. We have it on paper, or we have it still on film sleeves that we now try to scan and collect pictures that we can bring into the book.
Yep. Now, I'm sure some of this information will be in your book, but please tell us about the height of the German ska scene back in the 80s and the 90s and all the festivals and the bands you played with and just how great was that? Like there was a core ska scene there.
Yeah, it was the let's say the biggest hype, or the period that where ska was really, let's say, great, was in that period from, yeah, late 80s until mid, or yeah, the end of the 90s. um it was, of course, it was all the bands that you already mentioned and you all have in your collection.
Well,
So
except Yebo. I forgot to mention Yebo.
Yebo,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So honest honestly, we, of course, we met all of these bands, we have played concerts with all of them. Um and the bass player I mentioned, who is now my ghostwriter, if you
Yeah, go sorry.
um, in the early 90s, about that time when we released the Successful album.
Mhm.
um, he was doing the management for the band, the management and booking, mainly. And then he went into that, yeah, more into being a promoter. So we ourselves, or him, mainly him, but of course with the support of the whole band, we organized a few ska festivals in our hometown in Stuttgart. So the biggest one was for 3 days. So every evening having bands playing. So, and we invited, of course, all of the German ska scene. So having played with everyone, um, and yeah, I mean, honestly, meanwhile, we have played with many of the bands, not only from Germany, but we had concerts together with the Toasters. So I'm in contact with Bucket, not regularly, but from
Mhm.
time to time. We
Yeah,
had
we just
concerts.
saw them a couple weeks ago in Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
he's the only original member.
yeah, I know. He's very
He's
much
like
like
you.
me.
Yeah.
That's funny that we were talking about
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, and the one that I mentioned, Eastern Standard Time, we have played with. And one of the things that also are I think worth to mention is that in the 90s we also um, were asked to do the backing band for Laurel Aitken.
Oh yes, I had a question about that.
Yeah, because
But yeah,
I
Laurel
mean, and
Aitken,
he's said to be the god, or he's himself calls him
the
the
Godfather of Ska.
godfather of ska.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we were just recently discussing because as the godfather of ska, he was always claiming to be a Jamaican guy, which is not true. He's born in Cuba.
Cuba. Okay, I was thinking Trinidad for some reason, but
No,
yeah, Cuba.
yeah, or maybe it's maybe Trinidad.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
I think you're right.
he's not born in Jamaica.
Right.
And after he died, we were somehow in contact with his wife, and she said, "No, no, 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 he's Jamaican. He is Jamaican." So she tries to keep it
Honorary
up.
Jamaican.
What he was always claiming, because he was always
Oh,
saying, "Oh, I'm Jamaican. I'm from Jamaica," and we played two tours together with him as his backing band, and then okay, one very funny thing happened that the Pork Pie, the Vielklang label, they created a CD uh, that was named, I don't remember exactly. It was the highlights of German Volksmusik, so popular music, yeah, traditional music.
Hmm.
Um, and we were asked to contribute with one song, and we were thinking, okay, well, what can we do? Okay, so there is one German song that was sung also by Elvis Presley. Yeah, that is Musi denn zum Städele hinaus und du, mein Schatz, bleibst hier. Elvis Presley was singing that song, and we said, ah, this is the one we're going to do. So we created a ska version, and then said, to give it more that the same touch. Yeah, that when Elvis Presley was singing it, of course he had that clear American accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't sing it as like a German would, and we decided, okay, let's do that together with Laurel. So we recorded the song here in the studio in Stuttgart, and then the label Pork Pie, which is located in Berlin, they said, okay, you come with the tapes, with the backing music. You come to Berlin. So they booked me a flight to Berlin, and I went to Berlin with the tapes in my bag, and they organized a flight for Laurel to come from London to Berlin
Hmm.
and to record in the label studio in Berlin the vocals. And that was a very, very funny thing, because Laurel, he was not at all able to understand, read, and pronounce German, but it was all German lyrics.
Okay.
So what I did, so it took hours and hours. What I did is I wrote it as like I
phonetically.
tried to find English words that sound like the German.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So I wrote him lyrics just by tonal in tonal expression. Yeah.
Got it.
So and he was just like trying to, and that sounds very, very funny. But it was, and he got so angry because it took so long to record it, because he was, I mean, he as a singer with his own songs like Sally Brown or whatever, he was used to have one or maybe two takes, and then the song
Right.
is done. And here in Berlin, we needed, I don't know, 15, 20 takes, and recording it phrase by phrase by phrase.
Uh,
Wow.
Rehearse it again. Okay, Now it's on. Yeah, sing it like that. Sing it like that. Okay, record it. One line. Okay, stop it. Next line. Yeah, no,
Oh,
try a little bit more. So
wow.
this is how we did, and he was so upset at the very end.
I'm sure.
Now, during the time under New Sports in 2010, I read that you guys were part of a resistance against the Stuttgart 21st Railroad and Urban Development Project.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, that's what he
yeah.
touched base on.
Oh, you did?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you touched a little bit, but what was the opposition on this project? Or why was it a bad idea?
Um, the 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 project was announced and planned here as a new, as a total rebuild of the railway station.
Hmm.
So what you have to know is that Stuttgart, the old railway station, is not a go through, but it's one that the trains enter, they stop, and they have to leave the same way. And that requires more tracks
Hmm.
than in a go through station. So
Mhm.
trains coming by here and leaving by that way. So in a go through station, you managed the traffic with, let's say, with 8 tracks, and Stuttgart has 16 tracks in that
Mhm.
station. So the responsible politicians, they wanted to not only the new railway station, it is that they want to reduce the tracks, because to free up the space, because you can make a lot of money with that space
Mm.
if you develop buildings on them.
Hmm.
Yeah, you build a big shopping center, whatever, etc., etc., etc. So it was not so much about the railway station, or to make traffic better or faster. And it was announced in the very first announcement. I guess it was in 1993 or something. And back then, the guy said, we rebuilt that with after these plans of the architect, and it's the best planned project in whole Europe. Yeah, we have to remember that in that time, Germany was building the new airport in Berlin. That was delayed and again delayed and
Oh.
again delayed and again delayed, and then could not open because they had so many things they had forgotten to take care of. How do we fire security things, like how do people escape, or whatever that was. So then out of that experience, um, I mean, let's say all Europe was laughing about Germany, because look, guys, they are not capable to build just a simple airport. So they call this project in Stuttgart best planned project in Europe. And they announced costs of 2.7 million. At the very moment, okay, this is a long period of time now. Yeah, it's more than 20 years. It
Hmm.
was called the Stuttgart 21, because they said until 21, we finish this project,
Oh,
that we
wow.
will have the new railway station. At the very moment now we are talking, the station is, okay, let's say halfway built,
Oh, God.
Did it build
50%.
yet?
No, it's 50% built. They're still building on it. And the costs were rising at the very moment. They are at about 12 billion.
Wow.
They were announcing it for 2.4 billion, and now they are at 12 point something.
Oh man, that's
And
way
there
over
was,
budget.
yep. And yeah, it's 5 times. It's
Mhm.
5 times over budget. Um, and that and there were a lot of people, experts, that from the very beginning said this is bullshit. And it's
Mm.
only to free these spaces from the tracks to make money with them.
Mm.
It's not about railway. And so there was a huge movement of resistance against this, against the decision of the politicians.
Mm.
And there were lots of, yeah, I don't know how the English word I'm missing, demonstration. Yeah. When people go out in the streets and
What, protest?
protests.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of protests when, um, and we supported that because we, as I said before, we are a political band, and we were also convinced that this is just some crazy idea of some crazy politicians,
Mm.
but not
Sounds
for
like
the,
it.
but not for the better of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
politicians supposed to be. Yeah, they should do some good for people
Yep.
and not
Yeah.
for themselves. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the same
I mean,
everywhere with
but
politicians.
what I am telling you, you got that at the moment in, yeah, in the most exaggerated way that's possible.
Mm.
Now let's talk about the shirt you're wearing, Scandal All Stars. I see you're a member of this super group, is what I call it, with members of Skaos, Black Rights, El Basso, The Braces, and Mother's Pride. Tell us about how that all came together. I know you briefly mentioned that it was a pork pie thing that wanted to come together,
Yeah,
but how did you choose the members there? Because I know there's members of the Fritz that weren't involved, the Butlers that weren't involved, a lot of the other
yeah.
German bands.
Um, Very simple. They all have been asked.
Okay.
They all have been asked.
Okay.
So that was in the beginning of the when Matsuki, the guy from the pork pie label, the label boss, and the singer from Blechreiz.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it?
Blechreiz.
Black rights.
Blech,
I always said black
Blechreiz.
rights, like black
Yeah,
rights. Yeah.
Blechreiz. So they came up with that idea, and they said, okay, now we look for a backing band. Okay, I told you before, totally mentioned, we were asked, do you want to be the backing band? And we said, yeah, of course, because I would have been asked as the one of the singers.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, okay, then let's ask Michael if he wants to be the backing band for that project. Of course, I discussed with my band because yeah, not only being a political band from the point of view to have a clear standing, I was always leading the band in a very democratical way. So I don't decide just on my own. So I'm not the boss.
Yeah.
But if it comes to decisions, I ask my members and I say, what do you think about it? Do we want to do this or not? And
Right.
the band agreed, and they said, yeah, okay, let's do this. It is an extra effort because we didn't, at that point, we didn't know how many tracks we're going to have to play. And then the label and Prüfer from Blechreiz, the singer, they were starting to ask all the bands you mentioned. So the Fritz were asked, the Lodgers were asked, the Butlers were asked, but the other singers refused.
Okay.
So some of them said, nah, I'm done with music and whatever, for whatever reasons. Yeah. Some
Right.
out of private reasons, with family, etc., etc.
Mm.
So the ones you mentioned that are now in that show are the ones that agreed and said, oh yeah, I like the idea. Yeah. And this is how we put it together. And then No Sports started rehearsing all these songs. And and now meanwhile, we had the first show was on the festival I told you about, on the This Is Ska Festival. We played it for the first time. The second time we played it also in Germany, in Leipzig, which is a big German town, and it's the same promoters, and they do every winter. This is where the Toasters recently played in November last
Okay.
year. Uh, this is called Ska Dynamite. Um, there we performed it the third time, and the second time and the third time we went to Berlin. And currently, yeah, it's in the hands of a booking agency, and they try to create and bring up more opportunities to have that and play that show. But
Right.
as I said, the singers were all asked, and then the ones that said, "Yeah, I want to," they were. So it was not choosing people.
Got it. So you said it was three songs by each band. How were those songs chosen, or which songs? Like the most popular by each band, or did the singer of each band choose those?
The songs were chosen by the same two guys that came up with the idea. So they listened through
Perfect.
all the seven samplers, and they said, "Okay, this is okay. No sports, for example, clear thing. You have to be with it. You have to." The songs were chosen by at first they were chosen by um, um, the prerequisite that they are on one of these records.
Got it.
So not any song of the band, but songs that have been published on the Ska Scandal sampler.
Like Stranger to
Library.
London or The Way of the Dragon. Was like,
Exactly.
okay, got it.
Yeah. So this is the show. When we play this show, we do the opening songs with Way of the Dragon because um, it's an instrumental,
Hmm.
and then the singers come up. Every singer sings three songs. So there were three songs published on these samplers from Scales. So these songs were chosen.
Right. And then Hairy Hands was the other one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not in the show.
That
So
was
from no,
that was one of the ones from the sampler.
yeah, but
Unless they're talking about like these ones.
no, only the Ska Scandal.
Only the Ska Scandal. That's weird.
Yeah, and Harry Hans was not
Oh,
chosen.
I got it.
No
Wait,
sports were chosen
King Kong.
with Way of the Dragon with King Kong, of course.
Right. Way of the Dragons on this one.
Yeah,
Hairy Hands is on
is
part
on the
two.
second one. Yeah,
And then Stranger to London's on the first one.
yeah.
But I
So
noticed that on the unicorn version of this one, it has King Kong
mm,
on this one. Strange. So the three that you that they chose for you was Stranger to London, Way of the Dragon, and King Kong, of course. Or
no, it was different. It was choose. Yeah, we play. Let me think. Yeah, we play four songs from No Sports. We play Way of the Dragon as the opener of the show, as to heat up people because Way of the Dragon is a fast number.
yeah,
It's instrumental, but nice to get into dancing. And then three songs by each band, and we were chosen to play Stranger to London, Stay Roots, Stay Rebel,
oh,
and King Kong. So Stay Roots, Stay Rebel is the exception that was
got it.
made.
Because of the
But
amplifier.
it was decided by the label management that we can't bring the band No Sports to the stage and not have them playing Stay Roots, Stay Rebel. That's not
Right,
possible.
right. Those are
Now,
those
real
samplers. These comps are probably the best. I'm telling you. Hey, Jose, sorry.
now, real quick, what kind of beer do you love, or do you drink beer?
I love beer.
Okay. What kind of beer is your favorite out there in Germany?
Oh, I can't say so. I love beer in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
really love beer a lot. To be honest, one of my favorite beers is an Italian one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's very special. Even okay, it's from the island Sardinia, They
Okay.
have their own beer. It's called Ignusa, and it's
Gotta look into that one.
that's
Yeah.
really that's very delicious. But you may not say that it's in Italian beer because the Sards, so the original inhabitants of the island, they don't like to be called Italians. They are
Oh.
Sards. Yeah,
Oh,
so there
Oh.
is since centuries there is their um, movement to get independent from Italy.
Oh.
got it.
Interesting.
So it's
Yeah.
if you tell one of these guys, "Oh, I like your Italian beer," he will be not happy.
Yeah, I did take a little trip to Germany when I was coming from Iraq for my little
Mm.
vacation over here. But I tried the Murphy's beer. I bought it, right? I bought a big one, right? Dude, I could not do it. It was too thick. It was like dark. The Murphy's beer is too much.
Yeah, I mean, German beer in general is also from the amount of alcohol. It's strong, rather strong. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, but
Do you like your
what I also
IPAs?
like is sorry.
The IPAs? Sorry.
Um, there is not so many IPAs in Germany.
Mm.
It's not so common as it is in the US.
Right.
Mm.
So in the US you have many more different IPAs than we have. It's certain very small craft breweries that do IPAs. They get more now. Meanwhile, so there is a strong movement to um, for very small breweries that are not selling all over the country because they're too small. So the amount they produce, they only sell in a very restricted area.
Mm.
But when you get some of these beers, when it's when it happens to pass by there or in some other way, there's very delicious ones, and they do a lot of IPAs.
Okay.
So St. Pauli Girl is like the Budweiser to us. It's just like
Sorry.
crap beer, St. Pauli Girl. That's supposed to be like a German like domestic, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean there is um, we name it different. So we have the big brands that we have in Germany
Yeah,
that
there's
are
a Schleit. What is it? A hype. God, I forgot what's they call this.
we
Schleitzen.
have, for example, we have Becks,
Oh, okay.
uh,
Thanks.
Right.
Thanks.
and we have Krombacher. So there are, or we have Bit, which is abbreviation of Bitburg. This is the town where it comes from, and in Germany we call them. This is television beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Television beer.
Yep.
you get it everywhere. These brands do a lot of advertising, and the funny thing is, whatever the label says, the content it all tastes the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these beers they do not differ in any way. There is nothing special about them. Yeah.
Mm.
And this is we call it television beer.
Mm.
So I don't drink them. Yeah.
So,
I like our local beer here from Stuttgart. We have 3 breweries, and one of them they're really doing good beer. It's rather bitter, so it's Pilsner.
is there Hefeweizens?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Hefeweizen.
they do it Hefeweizen, yeah, they do it, but I like the Pilsner the
Okay.
most.
Nice.
Now,
Cash. Good.
now, does no sports? Do you guys have any plans of ever playing in the U.S.?
Um, we currently are working on it. So
Okay.
you know that from the history and from the history of the records that are behind you, Daryl. You know that we changed the label again.
Hmm.
So now we are in close cooperation with Matt Butcher.
Hmm.
So I am very close with Mike, and we have some ideas He has, I don't, okay, I'm not dropping names now. So please. But there is one band he is friend with. So the Mike Butcher, and he's friend with that band, and he said, let's bring them to Germany for a few concerts. So like we do a short tour now in June for our 40th anniversary, together with a band that we are a friend with a band from Japan, the Spy Maker.
Right. I
And
saw that.
we bring the Spy Maker to Germany now for 1 week in June to play 6 shows in a row.
Nice.
And Mike said, okay, we do the same with the guys I am friend with from the US. You help me and you play support for them in Germany for, let's say, 5 or 6 shows. And then in reverse, they will bring you to the US. This will be the first time that we will have concerts in the US.
Oh, I'm there.
I
I'm
was
so there.
I had a few approaches. I remember one concert in Stuttgart we had together with the Toasters, and I was discussing the idea with Bucket, but it never came to make it concrete and push it forward. I think.
Yeah, I know the
I mean,
super.
this guy he has so much to do with his own band, so he doesn't have the capacity and he doesn't have the time for it. And I think he is also in the same situation as I am, because to be honest, I'm again and again I'm asked, can you organize concerts for me? Can you organize for my band? Can you do concerts in Stuttgart? Can you do concerts in Germany? So I'm asked from bands from England or from Spain or from Italy. And I have honestly to tell them, please, please look out for someone else to promote that. I am an artist. I am a songwriter. I'm a poet. Yeah, I write poetry. I write songs. I can sing and I can play and I can perform on stage. Promoting concerts, booking concerts, that's an extra job. There are guys that there are guys to do that because they have the talent for that. If you put that in my hands, it will end up in a mess. Because no, it is because then I would promise something that I cannot keep because I'm not the guy for that.
Right. Right. Now, there's the Supernova Ska Festival where they bring over a lot of international bands also. Some of those international bands will also play a few shows in the United States. Have you reached out to them, or is that anything you
No,
consider?
I never did. No, I never did.
Yeah, that would be a great one because that's really big exposure. It's a 3-day ska festival on the East Coast, and they have a lot of the bands come, and everyone. It's just like a big family. It's like probably the festival you guys have in Germany.
Yeah. I was once in contact with a very big festival that's in England, in Essex, the Glastonbury Festival. But to be honest, at the moment we are in that position. Okay, I have the cooperation with Matt Butcher with a label, and we're already planning the next release. But what the from let's say management or booking, that is over my address, my mail account, etc., etc. So I take care of the booking. And to be honest, since what I just said, I am not a booking guy. So I am in a, to be honest, I feel it is a privileged position because the brand No Sports is so well known that I do not have to go out and search for shows. Yeah,
Right.
I'm doing not acquisition. I'm not sending out promo stuff to concerts and ask, hey, may I play at your place? I am in that privileged position that people come and ask me, I want no sports. Are you willing to come?
Right.
And this is what I'm handling. This is what I can manage. Yeah, this is okay. But to do actively sending out stuff and asking, I don't do that.
Right. That's good. Concentrate on what you're best at also. But
Yeah.
God, if I was running that festival, you guys would have been on it like almost every year.
Now,
Okay,
now,
so maybe you can join the management of the festival.
Well, we were actually thinking of having a big one of those, the West Coast side doing it because they're
Yeah,
on the East Coast and doing that, but just the amount of work to do that, I just don't have time for any of that.
yeah,
It's just so much.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
Now, do you
And
still stay?
there's a lot of financial risk in it as well.
Oh,
And that's
yes.
what it
Oh,
is.
You have to
mhm,
consider.
mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Now,
was
do you still
interrupting you, Joseph.
do you still stay in touch with your fans today? And what's the most surprising thing that a fan has ever told you?
Hmm. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, let's say, we are in contact with fans. Not we once in the early 90s we had something like a fan club
Okay.
that was managed is by one dedicated person, and it was called the non-sportive movement. Um, yeah, we had some, let's say, special stuff, even special merchandise only for the members of that, and etc. But over that splitting up reunion thing, that it died.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
this guy, and we all grow older, so the guy didn't want to continue it, and
Mm.
Yeah.
there was not we didn't not actively search for a new one, and didn't find someone that volunteered for it. Yeah.
Right.
So the main contact we have with our fans is on concerts, of course.
Mhm.
And yeah, of course, I get mail from time to time, or now with the, let's say, the me as an old guy, I may call it like that, the modern times with the social media that we have now. Of course, there is contact with different people, which is nice, because over Facebook and Instagram and all these channels that of course we use and try to regular posts, and it's funny that there is always coming up new contacts, and that's nice because it shows me, and this is also something that makes me kind of proud, um, that uh, there are voices from all over the world. So there is one guy, for example, he's from Australia, and he's regularly chatting up somewhere, but it was back in the 90s. He's since then he wrote letters, yeah, on paper, snail mail.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he is still there on the social media and still in contact. And the funny thing is, he is always asking for stuff. He's always asking, can you send me this record? Yeah. Can you send it for free? So, or
He tried.
yeah, he
Yeah.
tried. Yeah. Or yeah, and then there is one guy from Finland I'm regularly in contact with. Okay, then other people that I would not call fans, but like Kevin Flowerdew
Oh,
from the
yeah.
Basis,
And the loafers.
who's doing the do the dog fan
Yeah.
sign,
Do the dog
which is
zine.
one of the longest running ska fan signs ever.
Yeah, I remember it from back then. And his brother, Sean or
Yeah.
Alan. Oh, sorry, Sean.
Hmm.
No, from the loafers.
Yeah. So we're in contact.
Yeah, that's another
And
great
that
UK band.
yeah, that's some of the let's say, the weird things that happen. That, for example, the Australian guy, since years and years, asking for free stuff.
That's funny.
Now, you with the still the ska scene, what are your current favorite ska bands? It
Oh,
could be national, international.
To be honest, I my I have all-time favorites, and at the moment I'm not so much into the, let's say, the current
Mhm.
scene. So of course they're popping up new bands, but they have to be, let's say, known to a certain extent until they reach my ears.
Got it.
So I'm I'm more into the very, let's say, the old school classical stuff. So I listen to, I love Eastern Standard Time. I love the New York Ska Jazz
Ensemble.
ensemble. We have played together with them also. Um, I love the Obsessions. So listen to, I'm more in that, yeah, the more jazzy tunes. I do not listen so much to, let's say, yeah, the punk ska or stuff like that.
Mm.
But yeah, but yeah, there are good bands for that genre as well. So Fastidios, for example,
Yeah,
from
there.
Spain, yeah,
Yeah.
they're really fast, and this is very high energy music. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I love other music as well. So I listen to Sublime or to Cat Empire or these kind of stuff. And what I recently went into, I listened to Bob Marley a lot. I'm a
Of
huge
course.
fan of
Yeah.
Bob Marley. Yeah.
Have you heard of New York's sorry, Northeast Ska Jazz Orchestra out there in Russia? That's another one you might like.
No, I know.
Pannonia All Stars also.
Mm-mm.
Um,
No, I know the Tokyo Ska Jazz
yeah.
Ensemble.
What about
And
Western Standard Time Ska Orchestra? They're from here. They have the big band sound.
I heard of them, but I didn't listen so much to them until now, to be
Yeah, they
honest.
have
And
four
then
albums out. They're actually
okay,
really good.
oh
Yeah,
okay, I will look them up. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Western
And I know
Standard Time.
the Leningrad
Mhm.
from Russia, Leningrad jazz and ska jazz.
Lollipop Lori has a big brass section as well. Are you
Lollipop?
familiar with
Yeah.
Lollipop Lori?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of those. Yeah, I think you said besides Eastern Standard Time Ska Orchestra, there's also the
Yeah.
New York Ska Jazz one, right?
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
okay,
With them,
that's
we
the one.
had concerts together
That's the
here in
one. Okay,
Stuttgart. Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of those are popping up, and they're just great, great musicians. I think it was you, Jose.
Yeah. Now I was gonna real quick. I was gonna ask, have you catched the Simpsons episode, the Scott Simpsons episode? They have the Skankfurters on there. I guess
No,
it's like
no,
some
no, no,
ska
no.
band. Oh yeah, check
No.
that out, man. It's a funny episode, man, on the
Okay.
Simpsons. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
check that.
Do they have the
okay.
Simpsons out there?
Huh?
Do you know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Simpsons? Yeah.
yeah, we know that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, you can always stream it,
Yeah.
They're running
yeah,
they're running on German television.
yeah.
Now, back in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
day when I first got into ska, compilations were a very big deal about learning and about new bands. Do you feel that no sports has gained more exposure from being on all of these compilations?
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean,
Mhm.
um, the first compilations we have been on was the Unicorn Records.
Hmm.
So the yellow one that you showed, and there's two orange ones with orange covers with orange sleeves.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the Skanking Around the World.
Skank Around the
Yeah, I
World.
have
Yeah.
those too. I have all five.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course.
And being on these, of course, helped us a lot to gain popularity. And then leaving Unicorn Records and changing to Pork Pie in Berlin, and then being on some of these of the ska scandal
Yeah.
samplers that helped us a lot, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason, just another story of our band history, why we left Unicorn Records,
Mhm. Oh,
because Unicorn Records was we were very happy uh, when they asked to to bring out the first album, the King Ska, and we were very proud, very happy, and we said, "Wow, you know, a label
mm,
from England is bringing out your record."
interested.
And it was
Yeah.
the managing guy was Mark Johnson. His name was Mark Johnson, or
Uh,
still is, I believe.
it's so
Um,
listening.
um, and Mark Johnson, the very first strange thing that happened, that he put his name on the sleeve of the King Ska album, claiming that cover art was from him, which is
Oh,
not which is not true.
oh,
Uh,
really?
my original profession is graphic designer, so all the designs of the records are done by me.
Oh, and he was
Yeah,
trying to take credit for of your work.
And
yeah,
here's the sharp
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Squash Nazis. So yeah, so
So
you said fucking
and
weak.
that was the first thing, and then over time
uh,
we realized that Mark Johnson, until today, I have not seen 1 cent of royalties from Unicorn.
really?
He took the money not only from No Sports but from other bands as well, and he fled to Istanbul, to Turkey, where he lived for a while, and then to New Zealand, I think. And maybe he's still there. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Why would he do
But
that?
he disappeared, and we never got any penny of royalties.
Oh man, that's too bad.
Yeah, this is things that happen in music industry. You
Yeah.
find weird people.
Oh man, I do not want to be that
So,
kind of individual.
so on part three, you guys had fucking weak on that one, and then part four, you guys had love song from uh
Yep,
from the Stay Root Stay Rebel.
yep.
And then also the United Colors of Ska comp on the first record, because this is the 3 disc or the 3 album one. You guys have Fire on there. Also, I think maybe that was it. I think that was it on that, on those
On the
compilations.
United
So yeah,
Colors,
those
I think we only have one song. Yeah.
yeah, just on that one. So those are a testament to how good the comps work, because internationally, nerds like me will go ahead and find that and be like, holy shit, this is a great flipping band. Let me get everything by them. You know what I'm saying? And that was me. So yeah, so I think comps are excellent, and I still try to get as many comps as I can, even though it's few and far between that they release now.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now for you, what are your
By the way, the twang, do you have the yellow one or the black one?
I don't know. I try to get most of my international stuff from Chuck Wren from Jump Up,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because he gets all the imports. Oh, this is the black one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Because
but it
we
has the
have it
sleeve.
we have it on yellow vinyl as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like I didn't get that one.
Gotta add that one now.
So on
Um,
this one, it looks like Woolies on that one.
no, that's another volley.
That's another Wooly. Okay.
Yeah, he's called Volley as well, but that was the bass player on the twang.
Is that like
But
a
yeah,
common name like John here?
no, no.
No? Okay.
Volley is an abbreviation. So these guys are either called Wolfgang or Wolfram. and that's, let's say, shortened to volley.
Got it.
Okay.
Not like Mozart when they called him Wolfie.
Yeah, they some would be called Wolfie, yeah. But it's
Mhm.
like you shorten names like Robert and you call them Bob.
Bob,
Bob,
exactly.
yeah. Mhm.
Now, Michael,
Now-
what is your what's your pet peeve and addiction?
My what?
A pet peeve, like something that bothers you that people do, like somebody just doing something annoying or something, and what's also an addiction of yours, which possibly is
Hmm.
smoking. I don't know.
Okay. The first, very, very easy because things I really dislike and I get annoyed by is racism, arrogance, ignorance, and these kind of people that believe in strange theories like the moon landing never happened and there's chemtrails in the air, and you know
Yeah.
people talking weird. That no, that's not me. So
Mhm.
if I come to into a situation where that happens, I usually just leave. Yeah.
Just walk away.
There is there is
Yes.
one there is one song about such kind of situation on the twang. There is a song that's called, may I say, yeah, I just say it. The song
Yes.
is called Fuck Off.
Uh-huh.
And the story, it is the description of a guy in a pub, and it's a true story. So I was in a pub, in that pub that here in my hometown, this is friends of mine, they run that pub. So I go
Uh,
regularly because I love beer. Um, and and that was really a situation. That guy, he was weird and he was beside me.
uh,
And he knew, okay, this is the singer of No Sports. And so he started talking to me and he was so weird. And I tried to get, somehow I gave clear signal, I don't want to talk to you.
mm.
But he didn't stop. And he even came closer. So with every beer, there's one line in the song, in the lyrics, yeah. And you draw near with every beer. So he came closer and closer. And he even started touching me. Yeah. So he grabbed my arm and talking, and I was not even reacting. So I moved away. I chose another place to sit, and he followed me. So
Oh
I thought,
man.
how would that end? How can I get rid of that person without getting violent? And this is
Mhm.
not me. Yeah, this is, I'm never was in a fight for my whole life. Um, so I decided, okay, there is no other thing than I have to leave. I have to leave the place.
Mm.
But then a close friend of mine showed up and walked in. So we were really, we were very close. We hugged, we were happy to see each other. And that made the guy disappear because then he
Oh.
knew, oh, now the guy, they will stick together and my place is gone.
Right.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
wrote the song about it. And this is something that annoys me. And addiction, I do not have so, I do not really have, yeah, smoking is one, I would call it an addiction, or a bad habit that I can't get rid of.
Mhm.
And the second addiction is beer.
Mm.
And
Yes.
there is, yeah, this, the third one is not so much important, but and then I'm done with my whole drug story, because this is what I take. It's coffee, beer, and cigarettes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
sometimes because my beer is gone, today I drink a glass of white wine.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I fancy. Now, if you could go back in time and give young no sports one piece of advice, what would it be?
The one advice, hmm, practice even more.
Okay.
Practice even more. And um, maybe second, learn to better um, listen to each other and have more empathy and understanding for each other. Because there were splits in the band where people left out of the feeling that we're not compatible. But it was not the case. It was just by being young and stubborn and not really listening first and understanding, but just insisting on their own perspective. But this is something that happens to young people. I think it's something that is, in the when you're young and your youth, you think you're always right.
Yes, that's true.
When you get older and you get my age, you understand that there is no right in such a way, because every person has a reason for being that way the person is. There are reasons for that. Even if I dislike it, but the only thing I can choose then is, okay, with this person, no contact, but never judging them. It's not on me to judge anyone. Right. This is not why the Lord has sent me to this planet, is not to judge about people.
Wise words, bro. Wise words. No, good.
So you go ahead, because I took two.
Okay. I got one final question then. My final question. Picture the Ska History Hour viewers discovering no sports for the first time. Which track should they queue up and why?
Okay, we mentioned it before. The first track they should queue up is Stay Rude, Stay Rebel, and understand the message. And it's an anthem worldwide for that standing, for that kind of political standing against racism and anti-Semitism and fascism. And the second track, yes, of course, everybody should be able to, or everybody should have listened to King Kong, just in case these people will come and have the opportunity to visit one of our concerts to be able to sing along.
All right.
And, cool. And this is Excellent. Goosebumps. If you look on our YouTube channel, that I just a few days ago, I reworked it and relaunched it. And there is one snippet from that Dynamite Ska in Leipzig I mentioned. And if you listen, I think it's only 20 seconds, but even on the video, you can see, wow, this is a goosebump moment, because this is a concert hall where you have 1,000 people in the audience. And it's a snippet where all of them are singing King Kong.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow. And if you're on stage at the end, this makes you, or me, it makes me happy, because then I know these people are happy. They're dancing, they're sweating, they're forgetting their sorrows and all obstacles they might have in their lives for a certain period of time, because you bring the music. Mm-hmm. And it's not a band that is doing something special. It's always in a concert. It is the energy that flows between the audience and the band on stage. Mm-hmm. So the band starts giving something, but getting back something, which pushes the band to get better. And so this exchange of energy starts to roll. Mm-hmm. And that makes great concerts. And when that happens, I'm happy for 3 days. It lasts for at least 3 days.
Nice.
That's awesome. Now, for your music, where can we find it, both physical and digital?
Physical, I know. I mean, you mentioned the jump Jump up.
Yeah, we can
Jump
jump
up.
up. We get some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, we live in modern times. We live in times of online shopping.
Mhm.
One address to order via mail, of course, for sure, is Matt Butcher, and he
Mhm.
sends internationally.
Yep.
And in plus on his platform, you do not only find our records, but you find all kind of merchandising stuff as well. So coffee mugs, pins. Um, we now we try to change the program a little bit over again and again over time. So now we have lighters. They look like Zippo, so it's
Okay.
for the smokers.
All right.
um, so that would be an address to get our stuff. Yeah, just look it up, Matt Butcher. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Madbutcher.de, right? In Deutschland.
.de. Yes, yes,
Mm.
yes. And of course, physically, we sell our stuff on concerts. We always have merchandising with us, and we sell our records. Um, and we try to keep our stock to have everything available on concerts. So this is the best way to to get our music. And of course, we are on all streaming platforms. So
Mhm.
we are on Spotify, we are on Amazon Prime, we are on iTunes, and a
Okay.
few smaller ones that are maybe not so well known. And I don't know if they exist internationally. There's Deezer, for example. So
Oh, yes, these are.
there's quite a few streaming platforms. Um, I think I'm gonna uh, open an account as well for there's something that is called SoundCloud.
That's
Oh,
what I was
yes,
going to say.
SoundCloud. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands um,
Mhm.
bringing bring their music to the audience. Many bands for free. So
Mhm.
on
What
on
one I would suggest, I'm not because I tried to look you up there, but Bandcamp. Have you?
yeah, I SoundCloud and Bandcamp
Yeah.
are on
Yes,
my
yeah.
list. They're both on my list. Yeah.
Bandcamp's really good because it also oh I'm sorry and then also this is just for touring bands in town also shows whenever your band is going to be in a certain area and alerts the fans to when you have an upcoming concert.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Bandcamp is another one.
Yeah.
Um besides
Yeah. I said they're both on my list. Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
But
So
sometimes I do not have the time for that because I have to drink beer.
yeah, of course.
Yes. Yes.
Now, what does the future hold for No Sports? Any new material coming out besides the concerts? What can we
Yeah.
expect from you guys?
At the moment, the very near future is this month in June. As I said before, we are in close contact and friends with a Japanese band.
Mhm.
This is another story that happened throughout history. We have been called to Japan, invited to Japan in 2008 the first time, and we got to know this band, the Spy Makers. They're from Nagoya, and we developed that friendship, and we even released a split records with them
Oh,
called Sushi and Beer. So the
oh,
sushi is
nice.
the Japanese part, and the beer is the German part.
Oh,
So half and half songs from Spy Maker and No Sport. Um, Back then it was New Sports. It wasn't in that area. But 2008, we were the first time in Japan. We invited them to Germany in 2009. We went back to Japan in 2010, invited them back to Germany in 2011. Then the New Sports broke up in 2012. I founded the No Sports, the current No Sports, and tried to keep that habit running. But then we bumped into the Corona period,
Oh yeah.
well,
and nothing was possible. There was
mm,
no possibility to travel. And last year finally we went to Japan again. So we have been to Japan for shows, and we invite them now for the near future. They will come in June the 17th. They will come to Germany. We play 6 shows together with them. The first one in Augsburg, as you mentioned, where Volley from Scales will join us. I'm preparing a new release, a 40 anniversary kind of compilation release with together with the Mad Butcher,
Mhm.
where we are currently searching all archives that we have. Is there something? Is there some unpublished stuff out there? But the other thing I want to do is to break the promise that we made back in 1981, where we announced that the limited edition is a limited edition. And until now, there are only 1,000 copies out there.
You, so
So
he, so it's not
of,
going to be limited anymore.
of this record, there is only 1,000 copies that exist.
And
So
you know,
we,
I've never opened it. It's still sealed.
whoa, okay. So we kind of break that promise a bit. We're not releasing the whole record and do a re-release, but this record is a live concert that is really from the, let's say that the, even if it's from 1981, the quality of the recording and the mix is of such high quality that we decided we want to take a few of the tracks and put them on the compilation.
Mm.
And of course, I'm sitting here in use. Yeah, okay, yeah, I have that background. If you would see the real background, you would see there's 12 guitars hanging at my walls. The microphone I'm talking into is my singing. So I'm working on new stuff, of course. So when time allows, because that needs a lot of rehearsal work with the band and developing the songs, because when I write songs, I do it more in the sense of a layout. Yeah. I record them at home, I bring them to the band and make them listen. But what I always say is play it in your tune, play it with your feelings, play it with your special tone and everything, because this is how music really develops. It's not by one mastermind writing this stuff and then everybody has to play what's written down.
Mhm.
I prefer the band work, so I write it as a layout, but when the bass player says, nah, I play it the bass line that way, I'm very happy. And if the brass section says, nah, we're going to change this part and this part, yeah, the main idea has to remain. Yeah. So of course they call me the master. So my band addresses me as master. Master, can we change this? But this is more in a kind of joking, fooling around.
Yeah.
So I'm writing new stuff, and then, as I said, we are planning for April to bring that American band to Germany for a short tour of about. So they come for 2 weeks, and we're gonna organize six, 7 shows with them, and then coming to the US maybe next year in autumn.
Was that Umbrella Bed that you're talking about? Or what was the band? Because I know we discussed. Yeah, it was Umbrella Bed. Okay.
Yeah, we wrote about it. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
know the name. Yeah.
Right. Right. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Now,
so this is future plans, and then yeah, we'll see what future will bring. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I'm, as you can see, and as 40 years no sports, you can guess my age. So uh there may be other changes because I have some arthros becoming affecting my left hand, which will maybe lead to that I have to give up playing guitar.
Oh
And so
no.
I will, but yeah, this is things that happen. This is life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Age.
of course, then
Yes.
I'm thinking about, and I'm currently looking for a young and really enthusiastic guitarist. I would prefer a lady, because I think in general in popular music there are not enough female musicians. There's a lot of
Okay.
female singers, yeah, very famous ones from the US. You all know them, but there is not so many female musicians, and I would like to see more young ladies playing drums, playing bass, playing guitars, playing yeah.
Have you
So,
heard
but
of this one band, Rude Girl Review?
no, I didn't.
Oh, check them out, bro. You might like
Okay,
them.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Rude Girl
Okay.
Review.
yeah, Rude Girl Review is just a bunch of all the females from the different bands across the United States that all
Okay.
come together
Okay.
to form a super group, and they play pretty much every year at Supernova. But we
Ah,
interviewed them a couple weeks ago, and it's just great.
wow.
They're just it's
Okay,
great.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Great
Yeah.
musicians. Yes.
So, and the other thing is that I want, let's say, um, I want to make sure that that the band No Sports can continue, because at a certain point in time, I will. Let's be realistic. I will just even die.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, that was the spoiler. Yeah, at the very end, at the very end, we all die.
Right.
Yeah, that's a spoiler. Yeah.
Um, no, and I would be very happy if I could manage to leave the band or to leave Earth, knowing that my music is still being played.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it will be from big fans like myself.
Yeah, okay, on records, but I would love to have a note, or would love to know that there is a band out there that performs it live,
Yes.
because a live is another experience.
Mhm.
It is.
Now, any last words that you have for our viewers out there and fans of No Sports?
Well, the last word: whenever you can manage, come to one of our concerts, and whenever you like, after the show, just chat me up and we will have a beer together. I'm
All
always
right.
happy. I'm always happy to meet people, and I'm not the arrogant guy who disappears in the backstage or whatever. I like to be out and mingle with people, and I'm always curious about other humans that
Mhm.
are out there. And if you're nice and friendly, we'll have a beer and a good time together. And the other thing I can say as last words is, listen to a lot of ska music and enjoy yourself, and be good persons. Be humble, and yeah.
Good
That's
message, bro.
great. All right, Michael, well, we appreciate your time that you took with us. Hang on real quick. We'll talk to you right after, but we appreciate everything. Can't wait to see what stuff you guys have coming up. And we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, hold on real
Yeah.
quick.
And I thank you very much for the opportunity and the invitation. It was really
Anytime.
fun. It was so fun.
It
Thank
was.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
Now, hold on real quick.
Hello, Skankers. Jose here, aka Skanking Force. Would you like to win a free Ska Box? It's as easy as following Ska Box Rocks and Sniff Dog Records on Instagram and Facebook. And subscribe to Ska History Hour on YouTube and comment Ska Box Rocks in any video to enter. Good luck!